Step inside the world of Famous Monsters magazine, most infamous cover artist, Basil Gogos. The 1960s and 1970s were wonderful times to be a kid, especially if you were a little monster. The monster craze was at its peak, and magazines like Famous Monsters of Filmland were obsessions for kids who couldn't get enough of their favorite fiends. Fans relished the rare photos, cool ads, and informative articles, all served up with giant gobs of ghoulish humor. But nothing made a bigger first impression on the buyers of Famous Monsters than the magazine's amazing covers. Many talented artists got their start painting cover art for Famous Monsters, including James Bama, Russ Jones, and Ron Cobb, who went on to work on films like Alien. Even veteran movie artist Albert Nutzel contributed memorable Famous Monster covers. But in all of monster fandom, the most popular and best-loved covers were those painted by the legendary Basil Gogos. For over 40 years, this prolific artist has dazzled fans with images of their favorite monsters. Dramatically rendered in striking colors, Basil Gogos' paintings are unique. But their appeal is universal. Born in Egypt, Basil Gogos moved to America while still in his teens. He worked menial jobs to put himself through art school, and soon he was creating cover illustrations for cowboy novels. While Basil was working as a sign painter for $15 a week, two other men were making names for themselves in the magazine industry. In 1957, publisher James Warren and editor Forrest J. Ackerman launched their creation, Famous Monsters of Filmland. The publishers of Famous Monsters were constantly scouting for fresh blood to add to their talent roster. Enter a young Basil Gogos, who started working for the magazine in 1960. Classic movie monsters would never look the same. Working from New York, 3,000 miles from the magazine's base in California, Basil created a cover for issue number 9 that was a nightmare come true. This stunning portrait of Vincent Price in the House of Usher was rendered in pencil and colored with translucent dyes. Fans loved it. Warren quickly ordered another Gogos cover for the very next issue. For these classic interpretations, the young artist was paid the princely sum of $125 per painting. Basil Gogos became Famous Monsters' most prolific cover artist during the early 1960s, a time many fans considered the magazine's golden years.
I mean, it seems like 99% of the time he's painting images that you've only ever seen black and white. And he's the only guy that can take these things and make them color, and it works.
I worked out a way of creating colors that were unheard of. I would paint a face, a portrait, which was lit by a yellow light, an orange light, a red light, and a purple light. And behind it, I would throw a sweet blue light. In other words, I worked with 5 different color lights to create the changes in one face.
Fans would write to Famous Monsters inquiring about the mysterious artist. Like the Phantom of the Opera, the artistry had to be the work of a darkly brilliant and deranged mind.
I was a guy who was painting to pay the rent and survive.
In an effort to create variety, or maybe just to save a few bucks, the publishers of Famous Monsters occasionally tried a photographic cover. But fans preferred the Gogos touch,